Capricorn, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it, Capricorn. Happy day. Happy end of the week. Happy holiday if you are celebrating this weekend. You know, this time of year is all about rebirth. It's about renewal. It really is about planting our seeds, right? Like Aries season helps us invest in ourselves, invest in who we are, kind of rethink about like what's going on in our life, if it's working for us, if it's not, and then how to make adjustments accordingly based off of like nurturing and supporting oneself first, right? And Taurus gives us this opportunity, Taurus season, which we're about to move into, to ground it into reality, to bring it into reality, right? Like how can I actually make this like my everyday? And unfortunately, we've been coming into a lot of obstacles, i.e. Venus and, or not Venus, yes, Venus. Sorry, Venus and Mercury were in retrograde. I got like used to saying that over and over and over again. Now I'm starting to question myself. No, I promise. They went direct last week. We had a full moon. We're coming back down to a new moon in Taurus. And Taurus season is earth energy. It's sucking up some of the emotions, some of the feeling. We've had this big cluster of planets in Pisces, which is just making things pop off. You can see it in the air. Like people are just a little, like there's just some like crazy shit happening right now. And coming from that place of being emotionally overwhelmed, maybe even sometimes not even recognizing what you're doing, what you're saying. And that's why it's so important to kind of slow our roll, take a step back, take a deep breath, do what you got to do to recenter, realign, etc. And then think about how you want to move forward. That's why I like to start off these readings with an energy cleansing, just set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out any blocks, obstacles we might be coming into. It's also a really good time to set your own intention, right? Especially if you've come into this reading with something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around, definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It's a great way to personalize these collective readings. And I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing and wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you're interested in me looking at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, etc. Or if you are just looking for that realignment with self, mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we're operating out of that space of balance and alignment, we're more apt to be happy and fulfilled and actually enjoy our life, which is like, we all deserve that, right? We all deserve to be happy. So I would be honored to help support in whatever way possible. Definitely hit me up. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, Capricorn, with that, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love, Mama Love. All right, Capricorn. So I'm hearing that like you're finally getting a break from something that's just been like rubbing you the wrong way, provoking you the wrong way, maybe even just like kind of putting you in a mood is what I'm hearing. It's, the moon and the sun both alike have been pretty tensely aspected. And like I said, a lot of water element has been heightened over the past little bit, but now we are seeing more earth element 100%, but we're seeing this little like burst of fire come coming in. And I really feel like this is our inspiration. This is your power, your divine power. This is you kind of really seeing someone for what it is, and then being able to make rational decisions accordingly. I feel like this is in places where maybe you put a lot of responsibility or blame on yourself. Maybe you just kind of like let something get away with a little bit too much. Yeah, two sides of someone, 100% with that Gemini energy. And that can be really discombobulating when we're getting two different versions of people, or maybe we're seeing one thing but then hearing another thing from other people, etc. But it kind of feels like it's finally hit home. I don't mean that in like a negative way against you. It just like looks like you're finally like, yeah, this is exactly what this is. And it's really disappointing. It's really heartbreaking. I feel like you fought for this on some level, or, whatever. It's whenever we're disappointed, whenever we have certain expectations around people, situations, and it's just not fulfilled accordingly, right? But again, and goes without saying, I talked a little bit about this in the beginning. Partnerships, relationships are being highlighted for us right now, specifically so that we can make adjustments. And unfortunately, there are a lot of karmic lessons intertwined. That cluster of planets had Saturn, Venus, like I said, the North Node, as well as Mercury, and a little bit of Neptune energy in there. And so it's like, we really just have to rely on our instincts. I was just talking about this with someone yesterday, I think. You know how it can be so crazy making when like all these red flags are going off, your intuition seeing all these things, but you just don't have all the pieces to the puzzle. And I feel like you definitely went through a time of that, 100%. Blind spot is in your blocked energy. You went through a period of that. I'm seeing that like there's more realization, you have more clarity around this. But now it's the grief, right? Now it's kind of processing through those places that, I'm hearing like you feel like you were taken advantage of, right? And maybe rightfully so. I don't know that whatever you're dealing with is owning that. I don't get that vibe. I feel like you have to be the mature one. I feel like you're the one who has to create boundaries. And it's a little bit hard to do so because, again, you're not getting in all of the play-by-play, right? You're not getting all those pieces of like, well, this happened, and then this happened, and then they said this, and then they did this, and blah, blah, blah. You have a lot like where you just kind of have to rely on what you do have, the pieces you do have, and what your gut instincts are telling you, and making decisions accordingly. Unfortunately, like whatever you're dealing with is very good with their words. They're very good with how they present themselves, and it's, again, kind of like bringing in some of that illusion. But at the same time, I don't even know if this is like your problem. Sorry. I feel like I'm going down this rabbit hole of like past energy. And I think this is just some of this heartbreak, right? That you're experiencing this week, the disappointment around certain things or how they manifest it. I would really, okay, double confirmation. And like, look, it's like the same effing card. The cards don't lie. I'm not laughing at your misfortune. Please know my heart is with you 100%. It is not fun. It's not fun. I just feel like this is definitely one of those like come to Jesus moments, or whomever, where you're like, shit, like shoulda, woulda, coulda. 5 of Cups energy has been all over the collective, the astrology readings lately, etc. And it's definitely that value of wishing it was different, but sometimes we just have to, oh my gosh. Okay, that's, sorry, I just threw it. Hold on, I'm gonna stop. Hold on, all I want to say right now is the cards never lie and spirit never lies, right? Like always wanting to speak to us in that way. And that 5 of Cups energy is like getting lost in the regret and not seeing the potential, not seeing what's in front of you. And that's where I do think some of this is you know, I'm hearing this more as like licking your wounds versus anything else. When we have those epiphanies, like, oh shit, again, like it should have been this way, and it's just not, and that's not a bad thing, but it's giving you a lot of clarity on how you want to move forward. It's giving you a lot of clarity on what your next steps are. Next steps that maybe feel a little bit scary is what I'm hearing. I feel like there's a conversation on the table with someone where there was a lot of misinformation, misinterpretation. I feel like it's gonna help bring clarity, but there's still open wounds in this dynamic is what I'm gonna say, Capricorn. There's still open wounds, and so it's hard for both parties. Yeah, 100% with this Two of Pentacles. That's when we just feel like we have a lot on our plate. We're dealing with a lot, maybe fears, anxieties, etc. And that is the hardship right now, because we have dealt with a lot of people, places, and things that are kind of trying to create some narrative illusion around the reality of things, i.e. Pluto tensely aspected to Black Moon Lilith. But we also have to be open to, or give room, space for like some good things to come in. And that's kind of what I'm seeing. It's like, this is something that your heart knows it wants, but it feels like a misstep, or it feels like you maybe just miscalculated, overcalculated, gave someone too much credit, whatever, right? And you've sorted that out is what I'm seeing. You've sorted that out. But you're stressed about like what the next steps are, definitely. And I feel like there are some conversations happening that might be a little bit difficult this week. It's not all comfortable, it's not all easy, but it's all stuff that is going to help you feel strong and empowered. At the end of the day, it's like, it's giving you benefit, it's giving you gain, it's adding to your credits, it's not taking away from you, right? It's not something beating you down and being like, oh, you suck and, you know, shame on you and blah, blah, blah. This is more of a thing of like looking at places where maybe we do have some deficits and they need a little TLC, right? It needs a little refining. The Champion, right? Achievement, downfall. So we got to make sure that our achievements are not clouding our judgment, not clouding our approach to how we deal with people and situations, i.e. pride, ego. That Leo energy, I was just, I think I was just like doing a reading or something, and that was coming up, right? Like, don't let your ego get in the way. Because, you know, there's more to the story. Number one, not everything is so like negative and bleak. Maybe you're buying into a lot of negativity, or like you've been screwed over by someone, and so like you are struggling to trust, maybe a little bit of paranoia. We have the Muse, generosity and naivete. So almost like not even believing in the goodness in people, right? That there are good things that come along. But it's also waking you up to what that is, how you sense it, how you feel it in your life, and then how maybe things operate around you, whether they're people, whether they're energies, dynamics, etc., to kind of like change that narrative, you know? This is about you taking control of you and your life and being aware of the blind spots. I think this is more of a learning lesson than anything else. It's not a thing where it's like, you should have known this. It's more like, no, use this as a tool, use it as wisdom of empowerment for the next go around. I do think you have really good partnerships or new opportunities, new alignments coming in because of this. Yeah, the heartbreak is real. It's here. Validate yourself. Love on yourself this week. Do what you got to do to nurture and your support. Like I said, the energy has been so weird. Like, just people are weird right now. So just give yourself as much love, as much support as you can, Capricorn. Thank you so much for your time, energy, always. I hope this reading helped. I hope you found messages that resonated for you here. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear, or just say, hey, share in a little love, a little TLC, because I so appreciate all the blessings, all the support you bring to the channel. No, I'm sending it back your way. Double time. Thank you.